So today I want to talk to you guys about leveling a priest. Now, as you guys probably know, I have more than just one priest on the server. The reason for that is because I was boosting one, and then I still had one lying around at level 70, and I just chose to level that one up in my downtime, which is the reason why you do see me have shoulders and also the staff and one of the trinkets. Obviously getting two, maybe one with HP, one with mana probably is the way to go. Simply because in case you ever want to go for another twink that doesn't involve with having mana, like a rogue, a warrior, a death knight, anything like that, it's probably better to at least have one of those trinkets not give you mana in return. Besides that, I do also invest in the Frost Savage stuff. I actually didn't build it with my own tailoring. I'm still not high level enough, even though I am gathering a lot of cloth that way. It's kind of problematic, I know. But this is definitely something that I need to fix in the near future. Besides that, I think a very notable thing that I want to mention too is I am going for a leveling spec. The main difference with that would be, for instance, that I am going for Psychic Scream and Silence, and then I am also going for Psychic Horror. Most of this stuff you obviously wouldn't pick in a random like average PvE build. It's gonna mess with your mana output pretty much, because the main thing is that you're gonna trade off like the meditation, you're gonna trade off the mental agility. All of that stuff does help your mana household quite a bit, and with lower gear you're gonna BOM like quite a bit. Another thing is that I do not have the Glyph of Dispersion, which also like it decreases the duration or like the cooldown of your dispersion. So right now mine is on 2 minutes, so you do see myself going quite a lot, so I have to be very conscious of that. I basically just use my dispersion on cooldown even when I'm not in combat, just to make sure that I'm always topped up on mana, and especially like I'm basically just using it as a drink while I am on a mount, while I am talking to quest givers, making sure that I'm always topped up, and even while I'm not in combat. And the best part about this is it does allow me, since I am playing on a PvP server, I am able to do PvP, I am able to fight back a little bit. I'm not just a sitting duck that just presses dispersion and then just waits to die and hopes that my dots finish off my opponents from there onwards. So it's really just a matter of figuring that out, I suppose, what you prefer. If you are on PvE server, I think maybe just going for the standard PvE stuff probably is the way to go. But I personally just prefer just PvPing on the side, just switching it up, and also testing out my own class, learning about its like strengths, learning about its weaknesses, which classes I enjoy fighting up against, and just kind of going from there. And yeah, I just kind of felt like giving you guys a brief heads up what I am going for while I'm leveling. I just wanted to like spam you guys with a few clips. It's really nothing like major, but just because I enjoy it, this is kind of like a throwaway channel regardless. Another thing that I want to mention while we're talking about talents is I do have dual spec, as you guys can see. I highly recommend getting it even while you're leveling. I think especially in the early level 70s there's a lot of dungeon quests that you can just very easily get by just getting very fast queues that way. And once you're 80, I don't actually like playing Shadow too early, because first of all, you're very bad in DPS. Like Shadow is probably one of the worst DPS classes early on in WotLK. And then as a healer, you get faster queues, you're just overall stronger, and that really, it just allows you to get groups faster. However, I do think actually once you're, like, if you're a Shadow Priest, it's not so bad to get groups either, because like nobody wants to play this class very early on, so you can really get a lot of benefit from that. But I'm just telling you, like, just get a dual spec disc, and just heal every once in a while. It allows you to get faster queues. We don't always have the luxury of just playing all day. Sometimes you wanna just get it in before you go to bed, etc. Just getting RDF queues, getting your raids in, so much quicker. Another thing that I want to mention is that you should really use the time that you got while you're level 80 to get all of your reps in. I think you could, if you were to time it properly, get all of the reps to friendly for the tabards while you're just leveling to level 80. On my side, like the main ones I care about are Kirin Tor, which luckily it's pretty much the first one that you will encounter in the Borean Tundra. I think from there onwards it probably would be the Wormrest Accord in the Dragonblight. I didn't really go for those quests just yet, because back then I didn't have a flying mount and I just wanted to get to level 70, which that's kind of the range that you want to get into the Knights of Ebonblade. And then probably in the last level or two, the Ardent Crusade is going to be the way to go. Now, I think that one in particular is going to be the worst one in the first week of the patch. I don't have videos on it, but I remember the one quest with the cannons. It was just horrible to go up against all of the other players, because there's only like 3 people that are able to get the quest done simultaneously, and there's like 60 people lining up for those cannons in the meantime. So I think that rep probably is the hardest, but I think getting at least 1 rep to friendly is definitely going to be mandatory for you to at least get like RDFs in and get your head enchants going. Again, for casters, Kirin Tor is the most important, with maybe the Worm Rest being in the second slot for healers. So it's really just a 50-50 on what you want to go for those. I think the main reason why I want to mention that is because you can definitely also just mob grind. There is a few spots, like the one that you're seeing right now in the background, that I've used a little bit. But truth is, like on this server, for instance, we get like slightly above average like XP rate. So it's a little bit quicker for me to level anyways. And then just mob grinding is just so incredibly fast, especially on my Paladin. I mostly just did that besides doing the Ardent Crusade head quest. I think Priest is somewhere like in the middle range. Again, like I said, I have a few mana cooldowns and a lot of self-sustain, so it's definitely better than, let's say, like a rogue or a warrior to level mobs, and I guess in that regard it's kind of nice. But yeah, definitely do not forget about the rep quests, especially early on in WotLK. Those get you like a lot of extra gear, and this is really going to help you get into raids, so definitely don't forget about that. Another thing that I want to mention is that you should definitely get the arena quest done, especially if you're not playing in like the first few days of the expansion. The main way to like get that started is by just going there, or you go under Dalaran and just talk to that goblin. I think once you're 76 is the range where that quest opens up, and it's just gonna allow you to talk to the goblin and the actual arena if you're not sure where to find it. It's in Gundrak, and it probably gives you about half a level of XP, and definitely also like a pretty good weapon. So especially if you do not have any alliums yet, if that's your first character, etc., that's definitely going to be a way to go. Even like a month or 2 after the expansion launch, there's still a lot of people getting into that one still. It's always very messy whenever you go there. So if you have a tank spec, if you have a heal spec, just unlock that, go for dual spec and just join it. Be a nice group mate, and also don't get too mad if your boss doesn't show up like immediately. It's gonna take you like an hour or 2 of just messing around, trying to like spam the quest. Don't look after your teammates, just try and get yours done and just focus on that, and then focus on killing all of the bosses that show up, because eventually it's gonna help out. And while we're at it, might as well just play that clip of my friend helping me out in the quest as well. It's always just very messy.
Like, is this boss just typhooning us? Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is that we kinda need to reset it.
Like, he's all the way up here.
I'm thinking if I should go heal, but I also didn't learn any like of my spells anymore.
How many people are fighting against the range on
They
this?
still have like the boss at like 2k HP that's like knocking us around. That is so stupid.
It's like the 3rd time this boss is fucking with us as well. The Blood Rager, he's not the last boss then, I guess.
No, I finished.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I got the last boss. So as you guys can tell, there is a lot of things you need to consider when it comes to leveling up in Wrath of the Lich King. I try to keep this video as generic and general as possible, so it's not just applicable to priests. I feel like in general, priest is like somewhere in the middle when it comes to like leveling difficulty. You're not gonna have like the hardest time. I'd say probably the hardest class that I personally feel like I just hate leveling with is warrior. I usually just like instance grind and stuff like that. A priest has like 10 different like oh shit buttons, like the dispersion, the fade, the powered shield, just so much healing going on. It's like honestly such a blast. And as you guys can see from the intro, I am also already level 80. And I am working on a second video, which is gearing as a freshly geared character, especially when it comes to like early game Wrath, like the first patch, for instance. There's a lot of things that you need to consider that we can talk about. It's going to take me a few more days, simply because I am pretty much applying all of the stuff, all of the advice that I am giving you guys, and I'm just recording myself as I'm going. If you're interested in that, make sure to leave a follow, and yeah, see you guys in that video. Bye!